Hello there everyone, it is TIJ Gaming. Welcome back to the Conquering the Euro save on Football Manager 2021 with Everton today. It's episode 8 of season 7 and we play in potentially our final Champions League match of the season. We go away to Thomas Tuchel's, they call him Tuchel or Tuchel or something. It's surely Thomas Tuchel. That's what we'll call him. But we go away to the Zebra Stadium in Juventus to play, obviously, Juventus for the second leg of the first knockout round. And then we go away to Leeds, who've had a tremendous season so far. Looks like there's no stopping them. They are going to finish in the top 6, you would say, at least. And it's going to be tricky to go and beat them today. So two big matches, obviously, A, in the Champions League, could be our last Champions League match. And I think if we lose against Leeds, then I can't really see much action on camera, if you like, before the end of the season, because it's just a case of trying to secure fourth, really, nothing more than that. But in the last 4 matches, it's been a peculiar one, really has been, and I'll talk about that in a second, of course. In the last episode, we had that draw against Tottenham and lost at home against Juventus, so we need to beat Juventus today, but, you know, let's see how we go. But, you know, stranger things have happened. We then hosted Brighton at the BMD Stadium for the 5th round of the FA Cup. And I was talking last episode about, you know, we've had a decent draw. Brighton and Hove Albion are 18th in the Premier League. Shouldn't really pose any threat to us. Well, to be honest, it was the other way around. We didn't pose any threat to Brighton. Well, actually, hang on. This is one of the classics. And there's been a few games like this season. I completely forgot about this. There is one game that comes up later in the schedule that this happened in, but I didn't realise it happened here. Yeah, 25 shots for us, 9 on target, XG of nearly 2, we didn't score. They had 8 shots, 4 on target, XG of 0.7, and they beat us 2-0. Go figure. It was a very strange match. I mean, we put out most of our first team, a few rotational players, the right back and the left back were different. We put Godfrey in midfield, but he played very well there. But nothing that's too demeaning towards Brighton. But we just had an off day. And I think, to be honest, we've had too many of those this season. And really frustrating. Brighton, as I said, aren't a great team. They've got a decent striker in David Williams, but that's not really any excuse, is it? You know, we should have got a result. And that was just the start, really, of some painful matches. We beat Leicester by 1-0. Leicester again doing quite poorly. They have got a new manager in, I think, Tim Flowers. But if you look at the table, Brighton have got 2 games in hand, so they could still be swept into that relegation battle potentially. But I think that Fulham, it's really mathematical now. They need to win every game basically, because you would say Newcastle, Leicester, one of those clubs is going to get 6-7 points before the end of the year. Blackburn, I can't see them getting out. I mean, bear in mind, Blackburn had a very good start, you know. If you look here, they had 2 wins in 2. They lost 7-0 to Liverpool. But if you look at their first 6 Premier League games, they got 3 wins. And they've had 6 all season. So the start of their season didn't really tell what was to come, I guess, for them. We beat Leicester, though, 1-0, which you'd expect. And then we hosted Man United. And this was one of those matches that I said we could get absolutely pummeled, because we've got a terrible record against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. In the most recent game, we lost 6-2. We lost 6-2 last year. You could be forgiven for thinking it could be a disaster. But actually, you'll be surprised. It was very much like the Brighton game. Look at these stats. We were all over Man United. All over them. And we should have won by a couple. At least 24 shots, 12 on target, 2.4 XG. We're just being incredibly unlucky at the moment, or really not clinical. I've done a lot of training in attacking, shot conversion. But that's something that hopefully will come to light in today's episode. But this just a really frustrating performance, because if we'd have got 3 points on Man United, that'd been awesome. We're really in the title race. But actually, a little bit like the game against Brighton, we were set to lose this. Marcus Rashford scored 68 minutes in. It wasn't until Ben Godfrey scored a brilliant header 92 minutes into the match to save a point. And looking at those stats, I know there's one stat that's most important than the other, and that's the scoreline. But how we didn't win that game, I really don't know. Then we went away to Newcastle. Again, we left it late at St James's. Left it till 85 minutes in to score. Again, not so significant as the Man United match, but 17 shots, 7 on target, XG of 1.8. You can take Newcastle's XG with a pinch of salt a little bit, because they did have a penalty 11 minutes in, and the penalties do tend to put the XG up quite significantly. But again, a game we should have won. We did bring Robin van den Berg off. The substitute Josh Hope got a late goal for us, thank goodness. But it's not been a good run for us, and you could say the same for Manchester United. They were really out in front in the league. They've dropped quite a few points. Lost to Arsenal, drew with us, lost to Chelsea in the last match, lost to Leicester, drawn with Blackburn. What I'm trying to say is in the last 6 Premier League matches, they've only won 1. So they have really bottled it under Solskjaer, and that's where Chelsea have come in. Have done well under Lampard still, after the best part of 10 years now. And it looks like they could win their first Premier League under Frank Lampard. We're 10 points behind. It's going to need something good from us to go and win the Premier League now. It's fairly close behind as well. Some very strange clubs in there. Arsenal, 5th. I say Arsenal is strange because they have been only recently promoted in the last few years. Sheffield United 6th, Villa 7th, Norwich 8th. It's not until you get down to 9th you see Liverpool. Okay, they have got 3 games in hand. If they win all of those, they go into 5th place. Man City 11th, Tottenham 14th, particularly with recent times, Leicester being 16th. This Premier League's so much different to what you might expect. But we'll focus on the Champions League first off. We've got the game against Juventus. We need to go and beat them today. Don't think there's been any developments as such in anything going on really, but I might remember. All the other ties have been played, so... No, they haven't, sorry. It's only been... There have been 4 ties that have been played into their second leg. Okay, so Chelsea knocked out Atletico Madrid, but in style, to be quite honest. They beat them 6-0. I presume that was at home. I would hope that's at home. Yeah, it was. It was at Stamford Bridge, and they're out. Lille got knocked out by Bayern Munich, but I'll tell you something, Lille didn't half give it a go, because Lille beat Bayern Munich by 3-1 in France. Monaco have been knocked out by Dortmund. That's a bit of a shock. Lazio knocked out Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad being Pep Guardiola's club now, so that's a shock. And then the permutations going into these other ties. Benfica are 1-0 up against Real Madrid. Barcelona and Roma is the same as us. 2 goals to the bigger side, you have to say. And then Inter Milan against Man United. It's 1-0 to Man United as it stands. It's going to be the usual side. I don't think you'd be surprised to see that. I think there's one change in there somewhere. I can't quite remember. I think there's an injury somewhere along the line. I think it's Deji Satona. That's why Benito Owen is in the side. And I'm very concerned about some of these injury risks. However, as we've seen in some games this year, if you tweak that starting 11 and put a few different players in, it just changes things massively. So we'll go out, we'll attack. At the end of the day, we need to go and win. Great, happy with Tuchel. If we win this football match and score 2 goals, then we take it to extra time, basically. So our objective is to outscore Juventus and to score 2. I guess if we score 1 and win 1-0, Juventus go through on away goals, so it's not going to work. But as I said last year against, who was it now? Paris Saint-Germain at the same stage, I'm not really bothered about the Champions League. The aim of this save is to go and win the Premier League in this case, the domestic league. It'd be brilliant if we could go and do something in the Champions League, but if Juventus get an early goal, for example, here, then it is a long way back. And there you go, very nearly a first goal. I think we're going to do what we did against Man United, though, which was to sit back just slightly, because that clearly worked. And what I do regret doing now is not putting a tactic in place for bigger sides. I think that's something that we need to maybe improve on. Because against Man United, we did something, I can't bloody remember what it is now. We did something that was a little bit different, and it worked. So I can't quite remember what that was, basically. We might be doing it now, I don't know. But, I mean, I say it worked. It didn't really, did it? The stats were brilliant. We were all over Man United, but we couldn't do anything. I think Juventus are going to take the lead sooner rather than later. Even though we've had a lot of possession, we've not done anything with it, to be quite honest. We're not going to shoot on sight, I don't think. I don't think that helps the situation. I mean, if I was Juventus, I'd be fairly inclined to just stick it out for a 0-0. Looks like Inter Milan are going out. They've had a red card and are already 2-0 down to Manchester United. So they now need 4 goals. And let's be fair, that ain't going to happen. And looks like, well, it's not quite the same for us, but Juventus have took the lead. I think that we are suffering from the fact that we played against Newcastle I think it was the end of last week on Saturday or Sunday. We've travelled to Italy. The players are tired, but I wanted to give a good account today. We couldn't exactly put our second team out. That would just be cruel. But that being said, it's still not all over. Score 2, win this match, and we could go to extra time. Nelson to bait. Livramento. Can we do something with the ball here? Messina. Quite a patient, controlled build-up play. I'll be okay with that as long as we don't lose the ball here. This is a bit too patient for my liking personally, because now we're just going backwards. And that is, if I'm watching football on telly, brasses me off so much passing back to the keeper. Sure, you keep possession, great. And it looks like it could be this chance here. Vandenberg, shoot! What a finish. What a finish that is from our number 9. Wow. I did notice, didn't say anything, but I did notice, looking on the screen earlier, that Vandenberg is one of the top goal scorers in the Champions League this year. This takes his tally to 7. And what do I know about passing the ball back to the goalkeeper? Clearly, nothing. And 1 each, we're very much back in the game. Again, it's very much back to, you know, a 0-0 effectively. If we make it 2-1 here, we're laughing. Hamilton Sierra with the counter-attack. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. He scored! Yes! Come on! Everton are ahead at the... What's the Juventus actual stadium name? Because, of course, it's called the Zebra Stadium because of the licensing issue in FM. I've got the real names on, so they are called Juventus. This type of goal generally never seems to go in. It's a 1-on-1 with the keeper, and it's either wide or straight at him. And to be quite honest, that was straight at Unai Simon. But he didn't deal with it. Went straight through him, and for once, it's us being clinical and not Juventus. We're 2-1 up. Let's just have outstretched arms, so we're really delighted with how it's going. I don't want the players to think about what they've got to do, the permutations. If it stays like this, we go to extra time. We need to make a substitution because Lewis Bates tired, and if we lose him, that could be a real problem going forward. So we're going to bring him off for Kenneth Taylor. He can certainly do a job, can Ken. I don't think he needs to be a Mazzala. That's something we just do to appease Lewis Bates. He's a very good player, is Lewis Bates. But as it stands, we are going to extra time. It is just time now for the Juventus to really bugger that up. I guess if we don't concede here, the one thing I will do is go into counter-attacking. Havertz, good save from Jordan Pickford. It was offside from Havertz, but nevertheless, this is a really good performance from Everton so far. A lot of the players on 7 out of 10, that just proves how good it has been. You've into the box though, and that, well, interesting shot there. Almost like a cross, pretending that he was maybe a few yards further over to the left. I get what I mean. A lot of our players are tired, and this was what might just hurt us here if we do indeed go to an extra time situation. But we are going to leave it a few more minutes because if we do get to extra time, we need some fit players. We have got some backup on the bench. We've got Lorenzo back for the first time. But Juventus, that's got to be offside, surely, for Doku there, you would have thought. I think it might be time to bring Lorenzo on. He's back from his injury. This, I think, will be his first game, as I understand. Seems like the right time, though, to bring him on. So we're going to bring him on for Hamilton, who's had a brilliant game, scored that second goal. It's going to be offside. Goal doesn't stand. But this, you know, could be a real way back in for us here. Who knows? You've only got to have a sneaky counter-attack and score, and then put 11 men behind the ball. I'll even go on the pitch if you like and stand in the defence. But it looks like more than anything it's going to get to extra time, I would say, here. So we're going to go defensive. I don't want to concede a late goal. And after 90 minutes on their own patch, we've beaten Juventus. I think that is a really... Oh, okay. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. We're going to bring Solken on then for Reece Nelson. That's a little bit of a shame. Reece Nelson injured. Hopefully not a long one because he is a good player, is Nelson. Again, all of these players are... really, I thought Juventus had won them when he's getting all cheery. These guys are, but we've done very well so far. I'm just going to say I'm very pleased. We don't want the players to be nervous. That is the main thing we don't want to happen. I'm just going to test. Can we make? Yes, we can. So how many subs can we make? We can make 5. Okay, you can make 2 more at extra time. That's good then. That's good. I'm happy to see that. So I think we're going to make 1 straight away here at the start of extra time. I think what we'll do, the problem is we haven't got a lot of cover out on that left-hand side. So Benito Owen, unfortunately, is going to have to stay on the pitch, despite having a pretty poor game. We could have really done with Dennis Sakaria, I think, here to provide a bit of experience at the back. We've got Sam Atkinson. He's the only player I can really see realistically us bringing on. But where does he fit in? That's my issue. We'll leave it a bit. We'll leave it a bit. We will definitely make the 5 subs at some point because it seems silly not to, just from a rotational point of view, even if we don't win this football match. But we are still in it at the moment. I think if Juventus go and score now, we might just be out of it because we're going to struggle to get anything. Again, I'd do the same if I was Thomas Tuchel. If they go and score now, you'd think they'd just defend. Havertz, their striker. No! They've scored. That is bloody lucky as anything. Okay, maybe it was Larios's fault, but let's get positive now then. We've got nothing to lose. Remember, of course, if we win and get another goal here, we are going to go through. But it looks like, you know, Juventus deserve it, to be honest. You can't really say anything different. We'll tweak the formation, I think, here. We're going to have to bring Benito Owen off. The problem is who plays out on the right. We'll put Kenneth Taylor out on the right. There is a method to our madness here. Sam Atkinson, there you go. I couldn't be asked to explain that. That's what we're going with, because Kenneth Taylor can play out on the right-hand side. Messina there, Chevalier, or Lorenzo as we like to call him. We haven't got a playmaker in the side, so we'll put him as that. Pickford as a sweeper, keeper on support, take more risks. I think we're just keeping it at that at the moment. If we can sneak a counter-attacking, if we go behind by 2, you can forget it, to be honest. But if we can get a goal here, we're just going to put 11 men behind the ball. Messina, Larios, Messina, can we do something? We've lost the ball. Larios wins it back. Fantastic. Larios still, we're going to struggle here. Messina puts it in. No, it comes out. This could be a Juventus counter-attack. This could be the end for us here. Olmo running through our defence. He tries to chip Pickford. Pickford is well wise to that, isn't he? It is extra time, second half. We have got a... Oh, that's a corner for Juventus. If they score here, it's all over. Godfrey puts the ball out. Is there anybody there? Yes, there is. Robin van den Berg. What can he do? He gets dispossessed. I mean, our players are knackered now, but Solken wins the ball back. He's one of our substitutes. He's one-on-one with the keeper. It's straight at him. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier with Hamilton. Exactly what I was talking about. We got the ball back. Lorenzo. Sam Atkinson. Van den Berg. Nope. Okay. Oh, Lorenzo. This is good stuff from us, though. We are fighting here. We have got another substitution to use. So we might as well use it. It's going to have to be Lawrence. I'm not going to bring Richard McRae on. That's just crazy talk in a game like this. I guess Lawrence, we bring him on for... I'll say Larios. Oh, we can't make any more subs. Oh, I thought it was 5. Okay, fair enough. I thought it was 5 subs we could make earlier, but maybe not. We've got 10 minutes to go. We might as well just push up like absolute mad. See what we can do. I think if we go out here, we should be immensely proud. We put a real fight up against Juventus. Let's see. We've got a few minutes to go. I think this is going to be it now. Juventus just going to defend. That's going to be it. Yeah. Unfortunate. Really unfortunate for us there. We're out of the Champions League. But you know what? For little old Everton, right? For little old Everton that aren't, meant to be one of these big clubs, we did exceptionally well. Again, clearly these XG stats are big lies at the moment. Outstretched arms, that was fantastic. It really was. One more goal, we'd have been through. Delighted with our performance. Let's face it, I think if we'd have gone and beaten Juventus today, it wouldn't have helped us in the league, and we wouldn't have won the Champions League. Reece Nelson's out for a few days, which is okay. Yeah, we are out of the Champions League, but that just allows us to focus our efforts now directly on the Premier League, in which, if we stop bloody drawing football matches, we might just win it. It's that sort of crazy season. Chelsea are playing tomorrow, so we'll keep an eye on that. When are United playing? We're playing against Leeds. That's a big match. Man United have got Norwich in their next match. I mean, that's a fairly big match. But they're going to be disrupted a lot by fixture congestion. So maybe the club to watch out for aren't Man United, but perhaps Chelsea. We can only do what we can do. Try and win every game, which I can't see us doing. But if we play anything like we did against Juventus there, particularly with a tired squad, we can take it to anyone. It is great to be positive, isn't it? It's great to look forward and look at how far you can get up the league. But we need to look behind us a little bit, I think. Arsenal won their last match and Liverpool picked up a point. So did Sheffield United. So if we lose here, we could have a bit of a problem. We've made a few changes. Again, rotational change because some of the players are absolutely knackered after their night in Italy. Harrison Solken comes in to replace Reece Nelson and Wobie in to replace Benito Owen, and Sakaria comes in to replace Lewis Bay. He's someone we really could have done with out in Italy, and to be honest, I don't know why he wasn't there, to be brutally honest. We are the underdogs. I don't know why I've said that against Leeds United. They are a good side, Brill, but this is a match we should be getting 3 points in. But I just have a feeling, I've got a bit of a suspicion today that it's not quite going to go right for us. Leeds United have dominated the opening exchanges here, and I've just got a funny feeling that it's not quite going to go right for us today. Could be wrong, though. Miranda to Traore. Well, there you go. 1-0 Leeds. The problem I have with games like this, I can be a bit passive, but the thing is, I don't really know what else to do. You play against Juventus there, right? And we were pretty much in the game, balanced in the game. I was really hoping to make it one each there, and I could have shut up. But we were pretty much in the game 50-50. But against Leeds here, it's ridiculously their way. I mean, it's 60-40. It was worse than that a few minutes ago. If they make it 2-0, you might as well call it sayonara to this match. But luckily it's not. We might have to sit back a bit more than in that case. Don't shoot on sight. Pass the ball in space. Yeah, I agree with that. Don't know why we got the high defensive line, and that might be tripping us up a bit potentially. I don't know. But if you look, we've only got 2 players on the attacking mentality, so that tells me that we're sitting back a bit already. There's not really a lot more we can do, unless it is just go more attacking, I'm not sure. We might as well experiment. We now are on top in terms of possession, so it would suggest that we are potentially right to go for an attacking frame of mind. But it's going to be another game, I can guarantee it, like Newcastle and Man United, where we have more of the ball, more shots, etc., but don't do anything with it. Iwobi still back to Larios. Larios still puts it very strangely back to Godfrey. It must have been a deflection of some sort there, because the ball had a very strange flight on it. Iwobi, Messina, good holding of the ball, but it needs to do something with it, really. Sakaria, Solkan, Sierra, Solkan, shoot! Solkan is so much like Deji Satona, it is painful. 2 clear-cut chances, you could say there. One-on-one with the keeper. Just put your foot through it. It just seems a bit too tame. Hamilton, Sierra, what can he do? Into the box for Iwobi? No. We're threatening. We're threatening. But with every threat we have, there's a counter-attack from Leeds like this. And they're very nearly 2-0 up. Based on what I've seen, we should be ahead. But we're behind. So I don't know whether it's a bad run or something we're going through, just unlucky run. I don't know. But there's something that is just not clicking for us at the moment. So I think really it's not panic stations and such, but it's just a mode that we need to go in to make sure we scrap away and get results to get in the top 4. So I don't think we're going to win the league now. That goal will certainly help from Robin van den Berg. That takes his total up to 21 for the season. I don't know, I could be wrong. I need to look at the stats really, but I think one of the issues is that actually a lot of our players have stopped scoring, and that Robin van den Berg is contributing a lot more than anybody else, which is fine, to have a star striker like him scoring 20-odd. But when we were in our pomp, I think last year, we had Iwobi, Nelson, Satona, all scoring sort of 10 or so goals. Be interested to analyse that and look at who's contributed this year. A draw, I guess, would do. It's not terrible, but we could do with winning this, really. Messina is tired, so I think I'm going to bring him off for Kenneth Taylor. Swap those 2 around, because Sakari is more of a defensive midfielder. And I'm also going to put Iwobi in the middle and bring Benito Owen on the left. And if that one I did mention earlier, Deji Satona, if you're thinking, well, where's he gone? He was a first-team fixture. It's not just because Benito Owen has come into the club. He's got an injury, so it's a double whammy there. Lovely ball from Taylor up to Van den Berg. There's not really much he can do here. He does his best. But, yeah, there's not a lot he could have done there. He didn't have the resources in the box, really, from anybody else. Both sides look pretty good. Again, we should be winning this football match slightly. We're just not converting these draws into wins at the moment. I guess we bring Sam Atkinson on for Iwobi, put Solkan into the middle. Some of these players are very young still, remember. It will click, and it does do for runs of games, but we have to do it throughout the season. I'm going to go very stupid now to something that could be very stupid, because we did this against Arsenal, I remember very vaguely. We were 1 each, pushed up, and then lost 2-1. Will it work in our favour here? Van den Berg into the box. Kenneth Taylor hoofs it back up to Robin van den Berg. Into the box, not quite. Oh, God. No, not again. Ryan Kent for Leeds. Taylor dispossessed, but he gets it back. Kent. Oh, God. Godfrey, good ball out. Larios. Solkan, just boot the ball up, Owen. Owen with the run. He's a good playmaker, Owen is. Not so much there. Solkan. Van den Berg. Van den Berg still. Back to Larios. Wrong way! Almeida. Larios. Sakaria. Owen puts it to Van den Berg. Can he make anything happen with this? Put it in the middle. Good tackle, to be fair, by the Leeds defender, but we should have done more there. Bishop, good tackle by Sakari, but it's on to Kent. Luis Enrique with the flipping shot. Oh, it's happened again. Oh, I was going to very, very, very nearly say another F word there, but no, we won't. I'm talking about converting draws into wins. Never mind that. We've lost again to Leeds. And we really didn't deserve that. Oh, what can I do? What can you do when we're playing like this? Oh, it was just one of those days. You can't shout at the players there. Once again, a late goal has ruined your day. I'm going to have a look at this before we go. As I said, Liverpool and Sheffield United both dropped points. Arsenal going to 4th. If you look at that, though, I mean, we needed a win today to go and have a potential to win in the title. That's finished now, from my opinion. 3rd place is too far, 7 points. We need to be finishing 4th, though. But, yeah, there's just something not going right. And I can't put my finger on it. It's not even against the bigger sides. If you look at this. So let's have a look. We lost against Leeds, late goal. I mean, Man United and Newcastle, it was the other way around, actually. We could have lost, we could have actually had 3 defeats in the last 3 if we hadn't have scored late goals. We only beat Leicester 1-0. Tottenham, we got a late goal. Fulham, we beat them comprehensively. Bournemouth, we got whooped. I'm seeing a lot of Robin van den Berg here. Again, Arsenal, late goal. Chelsea were battered anyway. Maybe not as many as I'm thinking, but yeah, Leeds United again, 86th minute. Leicester losing 2-0 there. They're both fairly late goals. I mean, Fulham, the first loss of the season, 94th minute. We're not holding on to football matches, and there are 5 games there that I've pointed out straight away. Could have been points, right? Singular points. That puts on 59. Happy days. And we'd have been well in the top 4, nice and comfortable. But we're losing too many football matches. Look at last year, right? We lost 10. Drawn 6, lost 10. This year, we've drawn 6, lost 9, and we've got 7 to go. We only conceded 48 last season. We've already conceded 47. I know we got battered by Watford and Man United and Chelsea. But yeah, this is a real barren run for us. Very much like Man United. That's why we've not made any gains on them. But I don't really know when we'll come back. I think we'll probably come back for the end of the season now. Unless anything really exciting happens. We've got Reading, Blackburn and the Villa. Particularly these 2 games we should be winning, for goodness sake. We've got an international break. That'll help with fitness levels and hopefully shrug off these 4 matches without a win run. But again, it looks like it's going to be another season where, we're consistent, but it's not quite happening for us. And we need to take that extra step. If you look at some of our best players, Van den Berg, he's 23. He's someone who you can clearly see is coming to the fore now. He scored 21. Sierra, he's had a brilliant year, hasn't he? He's only 18, so he'll only get better. We have got a lot of young players here who will develop. General info, age, I'm going to be proven wrong here. Lorenzo, he's only 22. He's been out the side a lot with injuries this year, so we haven't had him. Sam Atkinson only 22, Josh Hope only 22, Michelangelo Messina we brought in only 23, Pat Mayer 23, Solken 24. I mean, some of these players should be coming in, but Solken's still developing, Benito Owens still developing. Yeah, there's... I hate to use the cliche because I feel like I've done it all too often, but there is next year. There is next season. I guess if we go and get a top 4 place again, I think we really go for it next year. See if next year can be our consistent year. Maybe bring in a few more depth players and see how we go. And if we can't win the Premier League, then I think it might be time to look elsewhere. Because whilst for most managers, it's great finishing 4th with a team every year. And the club are happy with that. The idea of the save is to go and win domestic league titles. And finishing 4th every year isn't exactly doing that. But no, I'm really enjoying the save. It's just bloody frustrating at times, especially in games like that. Ho-hum, life goes on, doesn't it? If you enjoyed that, folks, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well and subscribe for regular Football Manager 2021 content. Thank you for your company today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.